It is the Riots podcast for Tuesday, June 21st. Welcome in, everybody. I would like to start things off by continuing on a conversation we had off air. Isaiah was trying to prove a point to us about pronouncing things. Because, I've made a few mistakes here and there.
A few.
And people love to point them out. And then, so then I was pointing out as a defense mechanism, your guys' flaws and mistakes as well.
So everybody just starts flinging things at each other.
And we all have a plank in our eye when it comes to pronouncing things wrong and using idioms that don't exist. So
that's
Isaiah had what he thought was a real good one. You could tell, right, Nikki? He thought he nailed it.
I know what you're saying with it because I even say milk the wrong way.
Yeah.
And so for you, but yet you were saying it the same way both times. So you're trying to explain
I'm not as different. I can hear it different. I'm trying to do it,
You just couldn't explain it, though.
Yeah,
do it for everybody.
There's people. I'm not one of these people. I think that I say it the right way. But apparently you guys say that I say it the same way both times.
I just think both ways you were saying it was identical.
Okay, ready? So I'll say it the first time.
Yeah.
Which is milk.
Wait, no. Say it. Don't tell us which one is which.
Okay. So we've got milk.
Yeah.
And then we have milk.
Same thing.
That's
not the same thing.
The same.
It's hard to do because I'm so used to saying it right, and I'm trying to widen my mouth. So there's milk.
Doing it.
There's
You're
milk.
Not even doing it.
And then there's milk.
No.
This is like
Milk.
Have you seen that
Milk.
Family Feud where it's like, what is a word you would call your mom? Mommy. Mommy. This is what you're doing. This is worse than that.
I could say
you're not even changing it.
So
at
essentially,
all.
people say milk.
Yes.
But I know that they don't actually say it like that because that's so aggressive. Nobody actually does that, and if you're doing that, stop it. But there's people that are in between milk and milk, which would create a
Think almost like
milk.
But it's
elk at the beginning.
Yeah.
so
Or the end.
subtle that you can't even detect it anyway. So I'm not going to raise a red flag on people pronouncing it.
We just wanted you guys to hear that it's just hard for him to show the two differences.
It was tough.
They sound the same. They actually were the same.
Let me try it.
Okay.
Milk.
All right.
Milk.
See, you did it. That was very good.
I could do it.
That's what mine sounded like. And we all just great
That's what a
that he did it.
professional does.
Are you joking
I have a way
That
of
was the same thing that I was
pronouncing
doing.
words.
Oh my gosh. I even watched your volume levels. They didn't even change. The same word. All right. But I told them earlier, let's stop it or we're going to have hurt feelings if we keep going with this.
All right.
But if there's ever a word that we say wrong or any of that, you guys feel free to point it out in a loving and caring way.
Yeah, we talked about that, and how we got on that topic actually was because we were talking about milk. Because we were talking about Best Buy dates, if we follow those or not. And we capped it off by saying yes, maybe, kind of, no.
So are they Best Buy dates or the sell by date?
That's actually...
Are there two of them?
Two different things, right?
There's three, right?
There's three?
There's sell by, Best Buy, and
expired?
use by.
Use by?
Yeah.
I thought the Best Buy and Use By were the same.
No, Best
You would,
Buy...
wouldn't you? No.
Yeah. Best Buy
How do you say it? See, where that's
Best
it.
Buy and Use By are similar, as in this is the premier, it's premier uses here.
I think Best Buy means you can still use it after its Best Buy day, but it won't be the best. It'll be, worse. But Use By means you must use it by this date, otherwise you could have issues.
You could, so then add more 5 more days on to that.
Maybe.
Where are you coming up with the 5 days?
Because I think
That's a lot of
5-day
extra
rule, of
time.
course.
See, I think that in my mind, the use by date, that's the date that they have to put. So anything after that, it's a maybe that
No, I
could
think
happen.
the Best Buy sort of that's their warning, hey, we're going to stop selling this after a while, and then you better use it by such and such when you get home, and then you're dead.
No.
To the third one, you're going to get sick.
No, because I feel if you do the Best Buy date and then after that it's still good, and then you get the use by date, and after that they're okay, now we're at the point where something could happen to you, but they would never risk. Maybe it goes bad a little early, Maybe it goes bad a little early.
This is why we're not
I think
in charge
she's right.
of stuff.
They shave off a couple days of the use by, like they put it a few days earlier because they don't want to, if it's a close call, they want to be like, well, the use by date,
But
versus
either way,
what the accurate use by date would
We
be.
never finish anything by the use by date anyway.
If it's made it to that date,
You're not using it.
Yeah.
it's we're not wanting to eat it anyways.
Yeah, we talked about that. We also touched on a little bit of naked pickleball. A little naked pickleball.
People are pickling, naked pickling. That's what you call it, right?
No.
Excuse me, I'd like to go do some pickling.
Pickleball has really caught some serious
It has.
momentum as of late.
Yeah.
We're getting this huge pickleball place down the road, and then there's a bunch here of restaurants and pickleball. So
Is there any naked courts around?
Yeah, we don't do naked here.
I think you'd have to organize that at the regular pickleball.
I don't think I'd like that group. I think I'd rather play with the regular one.
Nope.
Did you see the pictures?
Of the what?
What,
The
of the
pictures on
naked
the
pickleball?
article?
Yeah.
I didn't look at the article.
You didn't look at them?
They're covered except
the
just
important bits.
the other
Yeah.
parts are just older and stuff, and just you don't want to look. You just don't want to look.
And then we capped it off by talking about how we're getting ready for some trips, and I just don't like the beach at all.
It's a tough problem to have.
If you
when
go
you're
down
going
there
to
and they're playing
Florida.
pickleball, go away.
Yeah.
I know, right? I'll be at the pool while you guys are down there playing naked pickleball on the beach.
Well, thank you guys for listening to the podcast today. There's a lot in there, so just enjoy it and make sure you text and say hi to 8772 Radio U, and you might make it in tomorrow's podcast.
Enjoy.
Bye.
See you guys.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
The year is 2022, and somehow we are still discovering new creatures inhabiting this fine planet of ours.
I bet there's a ton we've never seen before.
And I think most of them probably in the ocean, right?
Yes.
And that fits
Deep
the bill.
in the ocean.
Deep in the. They don't need to be discovered. Leave those ones alone.
It's safer
We've
if we
lived all
don't.
these years without knowing about them, and we've been totally fine. Let's keep it that way. But actually, we did find a brand new creature in the ocean fairly recently. This one not too deep, but it was found Western Australia, and where they have a place, a beach called Denmark,
Yeah.
which is not confusing at all.
And this feels Australian, just to let you know.
What the animal? You think it's
No,
Australia?
Well, just they always talk about in Australia, there's quite some creatures.
Yeah.
And
It's like another planet there.
some are just absolutely shocking to see, and this one's a little shocking to see.
This is you've never seen anything like this, literally, because it's the first time they've discovered this creature, which is a fluffy crab that wears a sponge as a hat. It looks like if Gritty was a crab. That's what it looks like. They call it the scientific name Lamarck Dromia beagle, which again, it's a crab, so also not confusing at all.
I know.
But they say that, it is, what is that? It's like bright. That's accurate, right? That picture, it's bright orange. Not too bright, but it is an orange fluff
It's
that it's
sandy
got.
orange color, and then it's
Yeah.
got some sort of gloopy thing on top, which I guess is a sponge.
That is the sponge.
I wouldn't even know it was a crab unless you really told me.
Yeah.
I might need to see other pictures.
Well, that's what scientists say, that they're not exactly sure at the moment why it is so fuzzy looking, but they think that could be for protection, for camouflage. They say for the sponge, it uses its claws and it will cut a sponge, which definitely sounds like, I don't know. Doesn't that sound like drug talk
I
to
know,
you?
because he's cutting it.
Yeah. You want to go cut a sponge with me in the bathroom? That sounds horrible too. Why did I
Okay,
do
if
that?
someone tells you
What did
that,
I
you
do?
need to run away because I don't know where you're at.
The crab will cut the sponge, cut a sponge up with its claws, put it on its head for protection.
Sure.
It'll hold it there, and they say that the sponge hat also produces noxious chemicals to ward off predators.
Well, this
as
is
well.
inspiration, isn't it? If you're around people you don't want to be around, just pop one of these sponges on your head and just start. Oh yeah, that'll be good. Just start moving around like a crab.
Doing a crab walk.
So it'll be
that'll protect you.
really weary of going near you.
I actually, now that you mention it, I feel a special kinship with this crab.
How come?
I too have a fuzzy, vulnerable exterior
Aww.
that
Are you
I
misunderstood?
cover up with a hat
to
protect myself, and I also emit noxious chemicals. So it all adds up. I understand you.
Is this you?
Beagle crab? Yeah, I totally get it.
Well, Hudson and this crab are found in shallow waters, but can live up to a few hundred meters deep, and that's it. It's cute but weird.
It's
so it's just one of those
fascinating.
things.
Would you pet one of those if you found it?
Not if it was poisonous on the top.
I don't know if it's poisonous to us. The crab isn't poisonous, it's just the hat.
I know. That's where do you think you would pat it at?
What? You just knock the hat off.
It's just you just flick it off.
I think you could give it a nice stroke, and I think it might be. I mean, it looks
I
fuzzy.
know.
I wonder how it feels though.
I know better, especially again talking about Australia. You know better than to touch anything.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's a good
It'll
point.
catch ya.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
I'm gonna do something that I almost never do on this show because I almost never have to. 99.9% of the time, you can count on the Riot to be factually correct. At least one out of the three of us
One of us will get it right.
usually gets it right. But we had something happen on the show sometime last week. And I don't even know. Was it on the show? Was it only in the podcast? I'm not exactly sure. But we have never in the history of the show, so much feedback on one single thing.
For you being wrong about something. Wait till you hear this, Isaiah.
I can't wait. I have no idea what he's about to say.
Last week on the show, for some reason it came up. I said, it's a hard road to hoe.
And that is some sort of, what is it called?
It's an old folksy idiom.
Idiom, there you go.
And
I don't like it. It's a weird one.
Nikki can't be mature about it.
I can't. I don't like it.
But it turns out, as millions of people have pointed out, that I got the idiom wrong.
Yeah.
It is not hard road to hoe. It is hard row to hoe.
So like a
Makes way more sense.
Why?
Well, in a farming way. so
Yeah, in a
it's
farming way.
It's a row, like a row of corn.
Yeah.
Or something. So you're out there. It's a hard row.
Uh-huh.
It's just weird.
It is a good point that it's hard to imagine somebody hoeing a road. It's hard because that would be very difficult.
Again,
so that's why it made sense. But it makes more sense as a thing that actually happened in history.
Yeah.
If you think of a farmer straw hat.
So how come you got it wrong?
I just heard it wrong wherever I heard it.
Have you been wrong your whole life with this
Yes,
idiom?
I have. And
Okay.
nobody has corrected me, which is what I wanted to point out. I only accept some of the blame because we have an actual farmer in the building, and even he didn't correct me.
You know the last time I used a hoe? Like never. I've never picked up a hoe and hit a row with it. So
But I'm sorry, you own pigs. What your family did.
Whoa.
And you live out in the country, so that's the closest to farming that we'll get.
So nobody in your family ever had to hoe a road.
You know,
What's
what's funny is on Father's Day, my dad was like, I'm starting to get kind of tired of you acting like you didn't live on a farm.
I think he knows.
And he goes, we had pigs and we had cows and we had all these things. I'm like, I know, but it just didn't feel like a farm.
But did it feel like a farm to you because you weren't doing the work, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was never using the hoe, so it never felt like I was actually farming.
Well, maybe it's more of a generational saying or like a certain part of the country saying.
Yeah, so that means we got to bring it back and make it great for everybody.
I don't know if we should bring it back.
I think we should.
It seems like there's some controversy with you surrounding it.
Well, now that I've corrected it,
Well,
now
why
that
don't we
I'm
make
saying
our,
it properly.
our own and you just start still saying the road one.
So what is yours going to be?
Well, I don't want anything to do with anything farming.
You don't want anything to do with hoeing?
I don't want any of that.
Yeah, she'll get her own, shove her own, We'll figure out our own. You stick with that incorrect one, and then maybe we'll figure out one that's right.
Mine is, it's a tough road to climb over in your SUV with the air conditioning on. And that just, that's my farming.
Yeah, that shows the coddled life you live.
I'll take it. I'll be okay with that. Well, thank you to everybody for correcting Hudson for his incorrect saying. I will say everybody was very nice correcting you.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
So that's at least good.
Yeah, we had a lot of feedback on that, but we've had a lot more angrier feedback on other things before. So I'll take it. And it proves that I can change. I'm open to constructive criticism.
Okay, so the saying is what?
It's a hard row to hoe.
Not road.
Yeah, which it actually is nice because it rhymes, so it helps you remember it.
Well, keep saying it over there to yourself.
You say it however you want, Hudson. You do whatever you want.
We want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
You ever feel like you need to make plans for when you pass?
Well, now this is sad, but no.
No?
Not yet.
Yeah,
Are
I think
we supposed to?
hopefully you should be quite. I don't know. It's never too early to start, or getting your estate in order.
I don't feel like a lot of our generation, though, is doing that.
No.
Like, I feel like by the time we get older like that, we're not going to have anything.
We're going to be way behind.
We're gonna be way
about to
behind.
die and we'll be so unprepared.
We'll be like, wait a minute, what were we supposed to do?
Yeah, I can't die now. I still got a to-do list. I've got all this stuff. I'm not ready. You're going to have to put it off.
I'll have a board of inspo ideas. But I don't have anything
For when you die.
anything
A
done.
Pinterest board.
That's how we work.
Yeah, that's keep that handy.
Yeah.
You might it might come in handy one day. Well, I've here if you do want to start planning, I've got a company from Tokyo, Japan, not the other Tokyo, Japan. Ziggy Vamp Co. They are a company that specializes in products, all kinds of products for wannabe vampires. Particularly, they are offering up a customizable coffin.
Really? Is it, how do I want to say it? Is it an official one or is it just like a vanity coffin?
Well, I think you could be buried,
in it.
Based off of the price, you better be able to be buried in it.
I don't know. Coffins, I think, go pretty expensive.
They are pretty.
I only know that because they sold one on Costco once, and everybody was talking about it. Like, you can buy coffins that way.
And that was a discount coffin.
I'm sure, and in bulk.
Yeah. you need multiple coffins.
That's just how you have to buy things at Costco.
Well, this one, see if this feels on the high end or low end. $3,200
for the coffin?
Yeah.
Oh, that we do need to plan.
Yeah, right. You got to start saving for your coffin.
They say it's handmade from actual wood by carpenters who are established in woodworking and upholstering, and they're highly customizable and they have multiple uses.
Yeah, that's what's weird. That is what's weird. I mean, I get it. The idea being here that if you're a wannabe vampire, maybe you just want to sleep in a coffin like Dracula would. But what if you want it to be practical too? You don't just want it to be this is like the IKEA coffin.
Sure. What else
for
can you
vampires.
use it as?
Take a look at the pictures. You could use it as a dining table.
Okay. Oh, maybe a coffee table or something?
Yeah, that feels a little low, but I guess if you're sitting on the ground.
Extra storage space? We all need that.
Interior closet, they call it.
Couch?
Yeah, you can, I guess you put some padding on there and that'll work just fine.
I love the picture of the interior closet. There's a globe in there.
Yeah, globe.
Why is there a globe?
What are you doing?
And
if you have a globe,
pillows.
you're displaying that. I mean, I guess you need to save space. You need to be efficient with what and so the best way to do that, of course, is with a giant coffin.
Well, we all have different design ideas.
Yeah.
So I respect that. I just find it a little unique. And $3,200, if you're going to be using it in multiple ways, that makes it better, I guess, but that's still expensive.
I mean, that's you could do worse at IKEA. You could spend more on
as long
something
as I have
similar.
to put it together.
Yeah,
I'll pay anything.
You're right. Think about how much more or cheaper it would be if you did get it at IKEA and you'd be able to put it together yourself.
You'd get so mad at each other that one would have to be buried in the coffin because you're starting to fight at each other.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Nikki, there's one sport that has been taking off in recent years. It has really blown up, especially if it seems like during the pandemic when people wanted to do stuff outside or were forced to do stuff outside. It's like, how can we get active? How can we get together? Well, we'll play pickleball.
That is huge.
Pickleball has become quite a phenomenon, it seems, and it's taking off with everybody, but it's taking off particularly with one community in particular.
The elderly?
Kind of the elderly. They do seem to like it, but not just the elderly. The nude community.
Oh, it's a nudist thing?
Yeah.
Oh, don't ruin pickleball.
Why does that ruin it?
Well, why does it make it better? It doesn't.
The people that play it, they say they enjoy the breeze and it makes it easier to cool off after you play a long, sweaty game of pickleball. It makes it easier to just cool yourself off afterwards.
So this is outdoor pickleball?
This is out. Yeah. Is there any other kind?
Well, there's inside, but then I thought, you're going to have to put suntan lotion
everywhere.
all over you.
Everywhere. Well, I'm sure nudists and naturists are
I guess they're probably more used to it.
So yeah, this is and this is not just anecdotal evidence. A lot of the nudist and naturist communities, as in like where you actually live or spend some time as a nudist or naturist, they are.
There's pictures.
Yeah.
But everything's covered, but there's pictures.
I mean, everything important is covered. You know what? Really, the bare minimum is covered.
Oh my gosh, they're older. They're just so older. Okay. Oh.
He's really into it too, isn't he?
You know, like you
can tell he really gave that pickleball a good whack.
You remember in like class when you were in lab or something, and they had that kit in case you got something in your eyes.
Yeah.
And you had to wash like the eye washing
station.
station.
Do you need that right now?
Do we have one here? I need to wash.
We don't even
eyes.
have the sinks that do that.
Burn my eyes and let me go wash them.
Oh, it's not so bad. It's natural.
It's no, it's not. It's not.
This is you got to get used to it.
I am uncomfortable.
Everybody's got to see this one day.
Nope. No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, they say, oh my gosh, like it's better for you. They're like, they say it's easier to cool down after a tough match with no sticky clothing stuck to your sweaty body.
They say this is Mike Sullivan. He's a USA Pickleball ambassador, and he's a resident of Cypress Cove Nudist Resort in Kissimmee, Florida. He says, pickleball is the biggest sport here by 5 times.
Sure.
I don't give him a lot of good marks on his grammar. That's a weird way to... By 5 times. It's 5 times bigger than any other sport would be an even better way to put it.
You know, that makes me want to add layers.
Yeah.
I just want to wear more clothes next time I go play.
You're going to play pickleball?
I would love to, yeah.
Yeah, you should try it. You might meet some nice nudists.
Nope. Okay, then I made it to the wrong one.
That's where, if you go to a nudist resort, you will find a pickleball court if you're looking for one.
They need clear signage.
The Riot Radio U.
Now, Nikki, you're going on vacation to Myrtle Beach in a little over a month, right?
Yeah, I know.
But not to be outdone, Isaiah is going on several vacations between now and then, including this weekend. He's going on a trip.
Is Vegas this weekend, or is that in a few weeks?
No, that's in a few weeks. This weekend is Fort Lauderdale.
It's
Good
Fort
for
Lauderdale.
you.
And he was telling me yesterday about a little issue he's having with for his trip.
First off, may your flights all work out.
I know. That's the thing that's really scary, too, is hopefully we can just arrive there on time or arrive there at all.
I know. That would be good.
Ideally. And then once you get there, the problem seems to be, Isaiah has talked about on the show, he hates sand, right?
Yes, I do hate sand.
Yeah. He hates sand, not a fan of the beach, therefore, and yet going to Florida. But what did you say? He's at the hotel. It has like a really nice pool.
Yeah, it has a super nice pool, but it's also like on the beach.
Yeah.
So like you can walk out the back and be on the beach. But the pool is also really cool as well. And my issue is I'm going like with my family and like my roommate Andrew, and I know that everyone else is gonna want to go to the beach. And I'm just not a huge fan of the beach, and so I know that every time I'm gonna get overrun to the beach rather than the pool.
Because they're going to tell you this exactly. They're going to say, we can go to the pool anytime
That's
when
what
you're
I
at
was
home.
doing yesterday.
But you can't go to the beach.
Exactly.
Yes, because I was at a pool on Saturday, and so I can always go to the pool.
Get ready,
Can I
you're
always
going
go
to
to
the
the
beach.
beach? And I know that I'm going to go to the beach, and I like the beach. The beach is fun. I don't like sand. I've always, since childhood, hated sand.
There's something you can put on your leg so the sand doesn't stick. So, like, if it bothers you, because some people just don't like that the sand is always there.
Yeah.
I forget what it is, but if you just, spread it on your legs, then it maybe
spray
won't
on my legs.
bother.
See, my thing is, like, I just can't, like, my body just wasn't built for the sand terrain. I'm not able to just go across it.
What do you?
I don't know. I just can't,
burn your feet, or
it's
do you
not that
fall
I burn
over?
my feet. I just can't quite maneuver like I want to on it.
Well, everybody's
It feels like a
that.
struggle.
Yeah.
And I want to be relaxed. Like, I want it to be relaxing. And it feels like a struggle. If I'm not, like, on the water, because you know how the sand's different. Like, the top sand is all, like, sandy, where the bottom is kind of like a ground. Like, it's almost like you're walking on dirt, kind of, because, like, it's wet down there.
Yeah.
You can walk across that easily. But when you're at the top, trying to get down to the bottom, that's my struggle.
Oh, Isaiah, I love hearing you explain the beach.
All right. Well, can we go back to...
That's the wet sand.
There's wet sand, there's the soft sand, and I don't like much of it.
I got you.
Well, first of all, what a wonderful problem to have.
Oh, you're right.
Secondly, I think if you really want my advice, I think you should I really do think you should go to the pool.
You think I should go to the pool?
I think you should go to the pool.
By himself?
Yeah, no.
It's a family
That's exactly
vacation.
why I think he should go to the pool. I
As
think
a
he's become
statement?
overly dependent on his friends and family. And he needs to learn to branch out and do some stuff solo.
No, here's
It feels
how.
good once you break that seal and once you realize you can start living life on your own.
No.
It gives you so much more options.
Yeah, that's true. But here's the real question. Did your mom and dad buy your ticket?
To what? The
plane ticket.
hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Like
And the plane ticket?
Yeah, the whole thing
Guess
going
what?
down there. So I know I'm doing
You're
whatever they
going
want to
to
do.
the beach.
I know I'm doing whatever they want to do, and that's fine, and I'm okay with that. But I know that, and also it's well known that I don't like the beach.
Aw.
Everybody knows that.
So do you think they'd be put out if you
Didn't spend time with
if you
them?
didn't spend time with
Oh,
them at the
of course,
beach?
yeah.
You think they would?
If they
what
go
if
to
they'd
the
be like, look at our little guy. He's finally doing stuff on his own.
No, it wouldn't be that way. It'd be like the fam's going to the beach, so we're all going to the beach. It isn't like a split up, do your own thing kind of thing. That's not how it goes.
That's unfortunate.
So it'll be a mix.
Still, the worst case scenario is you're going to the beach. So.
I know that is the worst case scenario, which is fine. And yet again, I like the beach, but I hate the sand.
Why
I
don't
just
you
hate it.
go like golfing today or tomorrow and then just find a sand trap sort of hole?
Practice.
And
Get
roll
used to
around in it. Practice,
Yeah.
get used to it.
Maybe
Try to
that's
run
where
in
his-
it.
That could be where his hatred of sand comes from.
Could be.
Avid
The
golf
golfer.
course?
Yeah.
It is.
So many times.
I
It's
find
ruined
myself,
your round.
Yeah, I
Yep.
continually find myself in it. So at the end of the day, I can't maneuver well in sand, and I like to avoid it at all costs.
Get
Not like a
used to
crab.
it.
No, I'm not.
He just start shuffling.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
I got a question for you guys. How do you do with Best Buy dates?
Best Buy dates?
Yeah, not like
Oh,
taking
not
a date to Best Buy.
Okay, gotcha.
That would be weird.
One of my
Actually,
favorite
you know what?
dates, actually.
If she really likes technology, you'd be like, look at the specs on this subwoofer.
Can you imagine even if you weren't like, and you didn't buy her anything, or if you didn't buy him anything, and you just went to go browse?
Like it's a museum or something.
That would not
Yeah,
be
Look
a
at
good
the
date.
washers they got here.
Proposing that one, you're like, yeah. Most people are like, you want to go to like dinner? Like, how about you think about like hitting Home Depot and then maybe Best Buy afterwards?
And sometimes they have the little hot dog stands outside.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, we'll just eat at one of those.
She goes, what are we doing after this? What? Best Buy dates. No, I mean, what do you, how do you, like, do you follow the dates? Are you pretty strict about that? You see something in the cupboard? Are you like, oh, this expired a week ago, throw it out? Or
I'm disappointed to say, and Isaiah, I don't know if you're like this, but usually you either know and you take care of it like you're done with it before it expires, or I'll let something go and just forget about it and it expired like years ago.
Oh no!
And you're like, why is this can still in here?
do cans
Ugh.
expire?
Yeah, they do.
Then eventually, I guess.
They do.
I've seen videos of people that open them after years. Pretty interesting stuff.
Oh, to
Anyways,
still see what it's like inside.
yeah, a lot of
Ew.
them, you know what? That's what makes me question Best Buy dates sometimes. You see a can of beans from like 16 years ago, it looks like it'll still be fine.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean on like a chemical level or like a bacteria level.
It's sealed, right?
There could
In
still
a
be
can?
stuff that gets in.
That's part
You
of the,
never
that's
know.
the point of canning, right? If something goes down,
Hey, mistakes happen. Okay. It's
So
a
what-
problem.
do you follow the Best Buy dates, or are you like picky?
I follow the Best Buy dates in certain scenarios. Like I will get rid of things if they expire. But at the same time, like I would rather look at it, smell test it. Like I'm not gonna just stop drinking the milk because it's expired. I'm gonna give it the good old whiff first. Maybe try a little bit of a sip of it to see if I can still make it work.
I like that.
Also, same thing with bread too. Like bread, it's
Well, you
not
can tell if it's
expired
moldy.
unless it's moldy. Like there's bread right now that's in our cabinet that's expired, but there's no mold on it, so it's not expired. I'm gonna eat it today.
I tell you every time, Isaiah, the radio can't see your air quotes.
What do you mean? I said it. I said the air quotes too. I said
You could hear-
expired.
you could hear the air
expired.
quotes.
See, that's air quotes.
Say expired normally.
Expired. Expired. That's air quotes.
You can tell, actually.
You can hear the
definitely
tone
tell.
difference with it. We still have bread in some cabinet up there?
It's my bread.
Is
I
it-
let him have it because it's expired.
Well, why don't you put it in the fridge? It lasts longer.
No, bread doesn't go in the
Why
fridge.
don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Oh, my gosh.
Have a picture of the bread.
What are we? What
is
are we
this?
doing here?
You're right. Let's be mature.
I was
does,
supposed
or
to
you
bring
can
in bread
freeze
today.
it. Yeah.
I forgot again, so.
Well,
Are you
you
gonna
can,
go
you can
use
still
the-
have my bread.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. I need to make that toast.
You're so generous if you
Giving him
share your expired
bread. It's
items.
about what he deserves.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yes, bread is it'll go till it's green.
What do you guys do with like leftovers though? Because that's tough, right?
Tough to tell.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, usually you can just look it up because they usually have like a chart that shows you know, like how long can your leftovers go.
Because I've got chicken in there. It's close to a week old.
Did you make the chicken?
It was so it was a rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie?
Rotisserie chicken. What's the difference?
It's the way you say it.
Brah?
I've heard it both ways.
Who is this? What?
Rotisserie chicken in the I think I've been keeping it
say
sealed.
that.
It's in a sealed thing.
Yeah.
I cooked it the first time and it's been sitting there for a week and finally I am low enough on other groceries that I think I might have it for lunch today. You think it's still good?
Yeah, you're good.
Still
Well,
good? A
hang
week?
on though. I was going to say I looked up rotisserie chicken once. I think it's like 3 to 5 days.
How many
we're
days are
pushing
we
it.
at?
We're pushing it. I don't know exactly.
That's when I think you should
think-
throw
What do you mean you don't know
Six. I
exactly?
think 6.
Well, then you're good then.
Well, how do you tell though?
Because it says 3 to 5 days, but it really means like 8.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah,
oh
you're
my
good.
gosh.
All right.
Why don't you just make a rotisserie chicken sandwich on the bread that's expired and roll the dice?
Yeah, just give it a
okay?
little smell test. You'll be fine.
Whatever makes me sick, and we'll be able to trace it back.
You'll be fine, and I won't see you tomorrow. So you can have the day off if you're really, really sick.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.